We start in Europe and developing news out of Belgium. Several people are now under arrest. One of those in custody is one of the most wanted men in Europe, Mohamed Abrini, linked to both the Paris and Brussels attacks. We have a live picture right now at the neighborhood in Brussels where those arrests were reportedly made. This is Anderlecht, and it's right next to Molenbeek, which has been the center of recent anti-terrorist operations. The Belgian prosecutor's office held a news conference within the last half hour.
Fingerprints and DNA of Abrini were retrieved not only in the safe houses in Rue Max Roos Schaarbeek and Rue de Ries, Forêt, but also in the vehicle Renault Clio that was used during the Paris attacks. Investigation in the Paris attacks has shown that Mohamed Abrini and Salah Abdeslam rented the apart hotel in Alfortville sometime before the attacks. Some of the suicide bombers stayed in this rented flat just before the attacks in Paris.
Our Kevin Ozbek has more now from Brussels.
Belgian state TV was the first to report that one of those arrested was Mohamed Abrini. He's 31 years old, he's a Belgian national, and he's been on the run for months. Shortly after the November Paris attacks, Belgian police put out an arrest warrant for Abrini, and that's because investigators found security camera footage of Abrini with Salah Abdeslam just 2 days before the Paris attacks. And in fact, they believe that Abrini and Abdeslam traveled to Paris together. As you remember, Abdeslam was the #1 suspect wanted in connection to the Paris attacks. He was the only attacker who survived those attacks and then fled to Brussels. Abrini's arrest really shows the tight link between the Brussels attacks 2 weeks ago and those November Paris attacks. Many of these people behind those two attacks knew each other, and based on DNA evidence found in apartments here in Brussels, it's quite obvious that these men knew each other and were working alongside each other. Now the big question is, with Abrini's arrest, has the terror cell that's been operating here been dismantled? Security experts believe that is a question that only time will tell, but obviously Belgian police and Belgian prosecutors say this is a massive investigation. It's a very wide sweeping investigation, and they want to make sure that everyone who is connected to this cell is found and apprehended. Kevin Ozbek, CCTV, Brussels.